Thank you so much, Junaid Imam Saab, for your efforts within the Pakistan Software Export Board and Ministry of IT to facilitate the fintech sector and encourage economic prosperity and growth in the country. Our last inaugural address before the keynote is by Amir Azim Bajwa, Chairman, Pakistan Telecommunication Authority. This is going to be a recorded session. Amir Bajwa brings experience in ICT development, spectrum management, digital transformation, and policy making. Thank you.
Governor State Bank of Pakistan, Chairman Pakistan Fintech Network, industry leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. I am honored to be a part of this elite gathering on the role of fintech in increasing financial inclusion, transition to cashless society, and to revolutionize the payment systems using digital technologies. At the outset, I would like to offer my sincere compliments to the Pakistan Fintech Network for organizing this distinguished forum. Ladies and gentlemen, digital connectivity is reshaping the very fabric of societies and economies worldwide. Individuals, businesses and industries alike are exploiting the immense opportunities emerging from use of digital technologies. PTA, being the telecom sector regulator, continues to play a significant role in increasing and creating an enabling environment for expansion of advanced networks and improving the availability of and access to cutting-edge ICT technologies in association with the telecom industry and allied stakeholders. According to Pakistan's Bureau of Statistics, 93% of Pakistani households have mobile phone ownership, which shows a great potential for mobile-based digital payments and other financial services to the unbanked. Collaborative efforts of mobile operators, fintechs, and banks have increased mobile banking accounts by 224% from 27 million in June 2017 to 88.5 million in June 2022. However, half of these accounts are not active. Despite encouraging growth in banking accounts and increasing transactional activities, Pakistan's financial inclusion is lagging in regional and global terms. According to Global Fintech's 2021, only 21% of adults of Pakistan have bank accounts ownership, compared to an average of 71% in developing countries. Adoption of financial services in Pakistan is mostly for making online payments, and as such, access to savings or credit solutions is very limited. Women account ownership of 13% is still less than half of the men's account ownership. There is a strong need to make efforts to include the unbanked population in the financial system and help them adopt digital banking services. Recently launched Asan Mobile Account Scheme is a unique model where two sector regulators, State Bank of Pakistan and PTA joined hands, developed a regulatory framework for the scheme and issued joint license to cater for unbanked population in Pakistan. PTA has made concerted efforts to facilitate integration of banking systems with all telecom operators, primarily mobile operators. Digital banking solutions have great potential of contributing towards digital financial inclusion of common citizens and reducing gender gap. PTA is also working actively with the industry on devising solutions for eradicating identity frauds. There is also a need for State Bank of Pakistan and fintechs to devise solutions which eliminate avenues of frauds and facilitate in forensics. Ladies and gentlemen, Government of Pakistan envisioned digital financial services through National Financial Inclusion Strategy, with the game changers are the telecom operators and fintechs. The fintechs could only penetrate with the active participation of telecom players. PTA, being telecom sector regulator, is working to ensure accessibility and availability of telecom services across the country. Just to give a brief overview, we have over 194 million biometrically verified SIMs and subscribers, with mobile coverage to 90% of the population. We have added 24 million broadband subscribers, which makes about 56% broadband penetration. Excuse me. With availability of 3G and 4G mobile coverage to 80% of the population. Mobile operators' widespread distribution network across country has resulted in over 88.5 million M-Wallet accounts with over 630,000 M-Wallet agents. For identification and digital onboarding of customers, we've integrated the systems of Pakistan Mobile Number Portability Database or PMD and mobile operators with the banks and also implementing multi-finger biometric verification for SIM issuance to eradicate SIM-related frauds. Due to effective competition in the telecom sector, mobile broadband services are available in the country at very low per GB prices. Affordable internet in Pakistan has enabled Pakistanis to double their average annual mobile data usage per subscriber from 40 GB in 2019 to 82 GB in 2022, showing a great market potential for the proliferation of digital financial services and e-commerce. For the low-cost device ecosystem, the implementation by PD of device identification, registration and blocking systems known as DERBs in 2019 has resulted in very significant increase in legal import of mobile devices and establishment of over 30 mobile assembly units in Pakistan. We have locally produced over 66 million mobile devices, including 4G smartphones, since implementation of the system. According to GSMA, the gender gap in internet awareness in Pakistan has declined from 16% in 2016 to 11%, and PET is committed to ensure access to all and improve gender inclusion in ICTs in Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, under the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, PTA remains committed to strengthen the digital ecosystem for payments and financial inclusion, banking on a huge market of over 195 million biometrically verified subscribers. This would require whole of the government approach and collaboration between the regulators and the industry. PTA will facilitate industry's efforts to provide easy, swift, secure and cost-effective digital solutions for accessing financial services. I am confident that the Fintech Forum will achieve its objective to explore Fintech opportunities for the financial inclusion and cash-less society in the country, which is at the heart of all efforts of the government for a growing, stable and documented economy. I thank you all.
Ladies
Good
and
morning,
gentlemen,
and welcome to the Pakistan Fintech Forum.
it is a pleasure for
I wish that I
Pakistan
could be there
Fintech
with you all
Forum
in person,
to have the
particularly
Honorable
after the last
Governor of
2
the
years
State Bank of
disruption.
Pakistan, Mr.
Sadly, on
Jameel
this
Ahmed,
occasion,
with us for the keynote address. Mr. Ahmed assumed the charge of Governor State of Bank of Pakistan on August 26, 2022, after his appointment by the President of Pakistan. Mr. Ahmed has served as a banker both at the State Bank and also at the Saudi Central Bank. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of Pakistan, the Institute of Bankers Pakistan, and the Institute of Corporate Secretaries. Thank you, Mr. Jameel, for being with us. And please give him a big, warm welcome. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sayyid Nadeem Hussain, Chairman Pakistan Fintech Networks, CEO Fintech Network, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. I'm pleased to be here today at Pakistan Fintech Forum, which has gathered experts and practitioners of the industry to deliberate on enhancing financial inclusion in the country by leveraging technology. I would like to take this opportunity to share some thoughts on the topic and why we at the State Bank of Pakistan think that technology is the way forward for enhancing financial inclusion. I would also share SBP's expectations as a regulator with the fintech industry. Ladies and gentlemen, financial exclusion and high usage of cash is a major problem in Pakistan. In fact, even people who have a bank account often find it difficult to access formal financial services relating to credit and savings from their service providers. As a result, people and businesses rely on cash for their day-to-day financial needs and resort to informal savings and risk management methods, including borrowing from informal lenders at a very high rates for meeting their financial needs. Today's disruptive digital technologies enable people to not only be financially included, but become financially enabled as well. We are witnessing the rapid emergence of mobile technologies, which not only provide easy access to financial services for customers, but also enable business to rapidly identify customer needs and create value for them. While I must acknowledge that these technologies are being embraced both by traditional financial institutions and non-financial players, ranging from smart startups to large technology firms, but a lot more needs to be done. I do hope that this conference will conclude with some innovative ideas on the key theme, which is breaking barriers through digital financial inclusion. Accordingly, I would like to focus today on the extent and gravity of the financial exclusion and lack of digitization in Pakistan. I would also summarize what SBP has done so far to facilitate the enablement of fintechs and adoption of new technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, in Pakistan, over 60% of people are in the age bracket of 16 to 30 years, making it one of the youngest populations in the world. However, only 82 million people of the estimated 132 million adults have bank accounts. This translates into account penetration rate of only 62%, which is one of the lowest in the world. Even more challenging is the glaring gender gap. For every 3 men with a bank account, there is only one woman with a bank account. If we move from basic accounts to credit provisions, situation is even more challenging. Access to finance, to micro enterprises, SMEs, and housing is very low. Due to the emergence of new disruptive technologies, today's consumer preferences as well as needs of businesses are evolving rapidly. While on the one hand, consumers are demanding newer and more convenient services, on the other hand, businesses are striving to identify the needs of their potential customers and find ways to fulfill them. New business models based on data sharing and advanced predictive computing are not only enabling these businesses to proactively identify and fulfill their customers' needs, but also to address their risks in innovative ways. Platform-based models are enabling enhanced collaboration among different types of service providers. These platforms are playing an important role not only in providing finance to various sectors like agriculture, SME, housing, etc., but also helping in better risk management of the businesses. It is also important that our fintech sector work with a collaborative spirit to build such platforms. Today, in Pakistan, we have most of the enabling factors in place that allow the blossoming of a tech-based financial ecosystem in the country. These include a fully functional digital ID system, ubiquity of mobile devices, penetration of mobile and broadband services, availability of faster payment rails, remote account opening process, and facilitative regulatory frameworks for enabling the entry of non-bank entities into the financial arena. Ladies and gentlemen, SBP is aware of the potential of new technologies and the role of new players in improving financial inclusion in the country. The rise of disruptive technologies enabled by mobile devices and rapidly expanding tele-density has necessitated that SBP to acknowledge the role of non-conventional players in the financial arena and take steps to enable them. Let me now briefly describe some of the measures that SBP has taken to facilitate fintechs and adoption of technology by the financial services providers in Pakistan. First, we have introduced policies and regulations aimed at enabling new fintechs to offer innovative digital financial services in Pakistan. In 2008, we issued the regulations for branchless banking, thereby introducing and enabling the use of agents for providing basic payment services in Pakistan. In 2014, rules for payment system service providers and payment system operators were issued to facilitate the establishment of e-payment gateways in the country. In 2019, SBP also issued regulations for electronic money institutions, that is EMIs, to facilitate the issuance of e-money wallets without requiring the issuer to be a bank. Earlier this year, SBP issued a licensing and regulatory framework for the establishment of digital banks in Pakistan. Second, SBP introduced digital or remote account opening framework in 2019 when it allowed banks and EMIs to remotely onboard small merchants digitally. Last year, this framework was further enhanced into a comprehensive customer digital onboarding framework for conveniently and remotely opening bank accounts by resident Pakistanis. SBP also worked very closely with NADRA to allow the use of remote biometric verification using mobile phones, which is a salient feature of the framework. SBP also launched the Asan mobile account scheme so that people who don't have access to internet-based smartphones can remotely open accounts using their feature mobile phones over USSD network. Another key initiative in this regard is the Roshan Digital Account that enables non-resident Pakistanis to open and operate accounts without lengthy documentation process. Through Roshan Digital Account, SBP enabled the digital onboarding of overseas Pakistanis who now can remotely open an account within a short span of 48 hours. Since its introduction, more than 450,000 overseas Pakistanis have opened digital accounts and have sent more than $5.3 billion to their accounts in Pakistan. Third, SBP also realizes the need of developing and modernizing the payments infrastructure so that citizens can efficiently pay and receive funds. SBP took a number of steps to introduce interbank fund transfer and utility bills payments functionality and Pakistan's own payment card scheme called PayPal. As you are aware that SBP has launched Pakistan's instant payment gateway, which is called RAST. RAST is built on state-of-the-art payment technology and world best standards, which is ISO 222 certified and offers a number of features to support the growing fintechs ecosystem. On RAST, we have already deployed the functionality of bulk payments and person-to-person or P2P payments so that customers can transfer their funds. Today, on average, RAST processes around 200,000 to 300,000 transactions per day, person-to-person transactions per day, valuing at around 5 billion rupees. Next year, SBP will launch the Quick Response or QR code based person-to-merchants or request to pay functionality, which will enable merchants and small businesses to receive instant payments from their customers. I believe that RAS will provide the key enabling building blocks for taking Pakistan's payment industry to new heights. SBP will continue to work with all stakeholders to promote the introduction and use of innovative payment methods to promote digital payments acceptance in a cost-effective and efficient manner. Finally, SBP realizes the importance of sharing customer data to promote innovation and to make financial system even more accessible. However, this needs to be done in a safe and secure manner so that we can ensure the security of data and also with full consent of the customers. We are working on the open banking initiatives under which banks, with the consent of their customers, would be able to share their selected data with other banks or fintechs so that they can build and offer better customer-centric products. As part of this initiative, SBP is working on the development of a technical sandbox to test and standardize the application programmable interfaces for various use cases. I know that many of you are impatiently waiting to join the sandbox. So let me assure you that we will expedite the process so that the applicants to the sandbox get a chance to test their use cases. To harness the potential of distributed ledger technologies, SBP is also researching the central bank digital currency, commonly known as CBDCs, and is weighing the cost-benefit analysis of this venture. We have examined almost all the jurisdictions who are either experimenting or have issued CBDCs in their respective jurisdictions. However, we will tread this path very carefully, especially with regards to design choices and use case analysis. SBP is also working with the service providers towards improving the overall customer journey and user experience so that the citizens of Pakistan have easy, convenient, and low-cost access to financial services. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the concluding part of my remarks today, where I will share my expectations from the fintech industry. The first message for the fintechs and the industry is to work towards creating customer-centric products and services that brings real value for the economy. Secondly, focus on reducing the transaction cost. I would encourage fintechs to adopt a business model that reduces the transaction cost by innovative and intelligent use of technology in a sustainable manner. Third, fintechs needs to build partnerships and adopt a collaborative approach. In today's world, we are witnessing the rise of platform-based businesses. These platforms have the ability to collaborate by sharing application programmable interfaces, APIs, and then build new products and services. This may include building lending platforms for SMEs and micro SMEs, or integrating the formal financial mechanisms in the housing or e-commerce platforms. I would therefore encourage the fintech industry to collaborate and build partnership not only among themselves, but also with other financial services providers to create customer-centric products and services. Fourth, focus on customers and on providing them stellar and immersive use interface. Work on improving user experience, customer service, and developing and harnessing new ideas. While we appreciate the target of building a billion rupee companies that new tech companies usually aspire for, but the focus on servicing the customers must not be lost in this process. Finally, ensure regulatory compliance and foster a culture of good market conduct. SBP has observed some slippages in this area in the recent times, but let me assure you that SBP will not compromise on customer protection, good market conduct, and financial stability. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate that digitization of financial services, financial inclusion, and growth of the financial sector are intertwined. Evolving demographic landscape and convenience-centered user preferences can be met by those financial institutions that wholeheartedly embrace digitization. As our population matures, more financial consumers will demand services that can better and efficiently be delivered through digital means. Digital financial services entail reduced operational costs, improved operational resilience, enhanced access to new customer segments, increased business revenues, and provision of market-desired financial services. With this, I would thank you to all of you for inviting me and also giving me a patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jameel Ahmed, for highlighting the priorities of the State Bank. I'd request you to stay on stage because we're just going to have a quick shield and certificate distribution ceremony. So once again, thank you so much for being with us. Please give him a warm applause. If I may invite Mr. Nadeem Hussain, Chairman, Pakistan Fintech Network, to join me on stage, and we will now have a shield and certificate ceremony, starting with Mr. Farooq Khan, CEO and Managing Director, Pakistan Stock Exchange. Please join us on stage. If we could have the shields on stage also. Thank you. And if the photographers can quickly come take pictures and we can move forward. Ji.
Mastercard का जो है ना साकिब अली को देना JK Khalil के on the behalf of this one साकिब Ali साकिब
Ji, on behalf of UBank, we will request Mohammad Farooq Kamran to collect it for Mr. Kabir Naqvi. Applause would be really nice. Yes. Thank you. For Mr. JK Khalil from Mastercard, we request Ali Saqib to join us. Thank you so much for supporting the Pakistan Fintech Forum. I will now request Syed Junaid Imam, Managing Director, Pakistan Software Export Board and Ministry of IT, to please join us. Thank you. We will also be inviting the panelists. Not everyone is here, but those who are here, we would like you to come and receive your certificate. Ji. So I'll just start calling the names for the panelists also, so that you can line up. Mr. Babs Ugande, CEO and co-founder, Kuda Technologies. Thank you. Ji. Mr. Babs, please. From Nigeria, yes. Great to have you here and looking forward to your talk and then further discussions. You come here, please. A warm welcome to our friend from Nigeria. We have a lot to learn from Kuda Technologies. They have set up a digital bank with, I believe, 5 million customers. So it's quite exciting to hear from them. Thank you. Mr. Mudassir Aqil, will you quickly join us, President and CEO, Telenor Microfinance Bank? Followed then by Mr. Irfan Siddiqui, Founding President and CEO, Mizan Bank. Great. Mr. Irfan Siddiqui, please. Founding President and CEO, Mizan Bank. I think wo nahi hai. Mr. Rahmat Hasni, President and CEO, National Bank. Are you here? Maybe not here. Maybe some of the panelists are not here. Yes. Mr. Umar Moeen Malik, Head of Easy Pesa Business, Branchless Banking. I think we couldn't stop it, yes, because there are many people are not. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We will now break for tea. We have 15 minutes for tea break, so do enjoy your tea and come back for the next sessions. So we expect you back by 11:20. Thank you, everyone.